Paige. I'm back to teach you guys another new beat. This one is a little bit different and just as challenging as the last one. So let's break yet another beat down to make it easier to understand. So this is what you call a shuffle beat, and that just means that the rhythm of the hi-hat is what makes the beat a shuffle beat. Sounds something like this. It's a triplet-based beat, if we remember, triplet, 1, 2, 3, except the middle beat of the triplet is taken out. So if you play the regular shuffle rhythm, you can easily add in that third note just to recognize that it's triplets. I'll show you what I mean. Right, so it's triplet based, but one note from the triplet is missing, giving it that shuffle, kind of giddy up sound. So this beat in particular is a halftime shuffle beat with some fancy little ghost notes in there. And we've talked about ghost notes in the past. They're just very light hits that add to the beat as a whole. They're meant to be quiet, they're meant to be light. I've said this before, something that you maybe feel instead of hear, right? But the effect that it adds overall is great. So let's first add in, we're going to add in the ghost notes last because I think the ghost notes are the hardest part. So let's kind of nail everything else about this beat and then let's get to the ghost notes. So let's talk about the bass note rhythm. Here's how it sounds. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Right, so we have one bass note hit on the 1, and then another hit on the and a 4 back on the 1. Ba ba, and 1, right? So let's play it at a quicker speed. Hear how that sounds. All right, now let's add in the snare drum. So the snare drum hits on beat 3. So let's count that out. All right, there we go. So practice that little part first to make sure that you can get that down before adding in the ghost notes, because the ghost notes are just kind of an extra challenge, you know. But getting this base of the beat down first is what is most important about it. You have to have your meal before you have dessert. The ghost notes are dessert. There you go, that's better. The ghost notes are dessert. So eat your vegetables, kids.
Ew.
Let's hear how it sounds with the ghost notes as a whole before we introduce them. If you notice, I'm hitting very lightly. That is the key to all of this. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a ghost note. So the ghost notes come in at a really tricky spot, and it may seem a little unusual. So remember when I was talking about filling in the triplet within the shuffle? That is exactly what these ghost notes do. So the ghost note comes right in between the triplet. If you were playing it on a hi-hat. But you just move your left hand down to the snare. And that may feel a bit weird at first, but that is how I personally have gotten used to it. is by just placing that ghost note in slowly, lightly, getting used to the feel because it is so different. All right, let's hear how it sounds just beats 1 through 3 with those ghost notes in there, but also with the placement of the accented hit on beat 3. Let's hear how that sounds. So that was just beats 1, 2, and we ended on 3. 1, 2, 3. So after beat 3, we have one more ghost note and then our 2 bass hits, boom, boom. And that will complete the whole beat. Right? We have that boom, boom, 4 and 1, and 1, right? Alright, so we listened to the first half of the beat starting at 3, but what happens after 3, right? So we have one more ghost note and that tricky boom boom. So I'm going to quickly play beats 3 and then I will stop on the next downbeat. So take it from 3 to the downbeat of 1 after you've nailed the first half, start on the second half, and then bring the 2 together. Again, it's kind of just a process that you need to take slowly so that you can best understand how everything fits together in this beat. So let's hear beat 3 to the downbeat of 1 more time. And beat 4 is tricky in particular because it goes from that ghost note hit to those 2 bass drum hits. You have 4 and 1. Again, something that will probably not feel normal at first, but just something that you have to get used to. That beat 4 is really tricky. And 1. So now let's put it all together at a few different tempos. That is it for this shuffle beat tutorial. Make sure that you are very gentle and delicate with those ghost notes. But before we get to the ghost notes, we got to eat our vegetables, and we got to get the skeleton of the beat nailed down first. Ghost notes are your dessert, and they're a tasty one. So practice this, pay attention to your ghost notes, and pay attention to your shuffle, and work hard, and it should turn out great. So I'll see you again sometime soon.